Today is September 27th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today on the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Chapter 6 in action. We'll be reading 75. At the 12 and 12, we will continue our journey through Step 11 by reading page 101. And we will read today's daily reflection in 24 hours a day. So with that, hope you all are doing well today, my friends. Once again, we have been given a brand new set of 24 hours. That's always a good thing. It's another opportunity for us to show up best for those we love the most. So with that, let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. Alright, so if you recall from yesterday's reading, we were talking about the fifth step and how, we need to find the right kind of person to talk to and try our best not to postpone this step. So we're going to continue that idea on 75. When we decide who is to hear our story, we waste no time. We've written an inventory and we are prepared for a long talk. We explain to our partner what we are about to do and why we have to do it. He should realize that we are engaged upon a life and death errand. Most people approached in this way will be glad to help. They will be honored by our confidence. We pocket our pride and go to it, illuminating every twist of character, every dark cranny of the past. Once we've taken this step, withholding nothing, we're delighted. We can look the world in the eye. We can be alone at perfect peace and ease. Our fears fall from us. We begin to feel the nearness of our Creator. We may have had certain spiritual beliefs, but now we begin to have a spiritual experience. The feeling that the drink problem has disappeared will often come strongly. We will feel that we are on the broad highway, walking hand in hand with the Spirit of the universe. Returning home, we find a place where we can be quiet for an hour, carefully reviewing what we have done. We thank God from the bottom of our heart that we know Him better. Taking this book down from the shelf, we turn to the page which contains the 12 steps. Carefully reading the first 5 proposals, we ask if we have omitted anything, for we are building an arch through which we can walk a free man at last. Is the work solid so far? Are the stones properly in place? Have we skimped on the cement put into the foundation? Have we tried to make mortar without sand? Out of the 12 and 12 run, Step 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for the knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. Page 101. Once more we read our prayer, and again try to see what its inner essence is. We'll think now about the man who has first uttered the prayer. First of all, he wanted to become a channel. Then he asked for the grace to bring love, forgiveness, harmony, truth, faith, hope, light, and joy to every human being that he could. Next came the expression of an aspiration and a hope for himself. He hoped, God willing, that he might be able to find some of these treasures too. This he would try to do by what he called self-forgetting. What did he mean by self-forgetting? And how did he propose to accomplish that? He thought it better to give comfort than to receive it. Better to understand than be understood. Better to forgive than to be forgiven. This much could be a fragment of what is called meditation. Perhaps our very first attempt at a mood. A flyer into the realm of the spirit, if you like. It ought to be followed by a good look at where we stand now, and a further look at what might happen in our lives were we able to move closer to the ideal that we've been trying to glimpse. Meditation is something which can always be further developed. It has no boundaries, either of width or height. Aided by such instruction and example as we can find, it is essentially an individual adventure, something which each one of us works out in his own way. But its object is always the same: to improve our conscious contact with God, with His grace, wisdom, and love. And let's always remember that meditation is, in reality, intensely practical. One of its fruits is emotional balance. With it, we can broaden and deepen the channel between ourselves and God as we understand Him. Daily Reflection, September 27th. Without reservation. When brimming with gratitude, one's heartbeat must surely result in outgoing love. As Bill sees it, page 37. While practicing service to others, if my successes give rise to grandiosity, I must reflect on what brought me to this point. What has been given joyfully, with love, must be passed on without reservation and without expectation. For as I grow, I find that no matter how much I give with love, I receive much more in spirit. 24 hours a day, September 27th. AA Thought for the Day. Continuing the consideration of the term spiritual experience, what often takes place in a few months could seldom have been accomplished by years of self-discipline. With few exceptions, our members find that they have tapped an unsuspected inner resource, which they presently identify with their own conception of a power greater than themselves. Most of us think this awareness of a power greater than ourselves the essence of spiritual experience. Some of us call it God consciousness. In any case, willingness, honesty, and open-mindedness are the essentials of recovery. Have I tapped into the inner resource that can change my life? Meditation for the day. God's power in your life increases as your ability to understand His grace increases. The power of God's grace is only limited by the understanding and will of each individual. God's miracle-working power is only limited in each individual's soul by the lack of spiritual vision of that soul. God respects free will, the right of each person to accept or reject His miracle-working power. Only the sincere desire of the soul gives Him the opportunity to bestow it. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may not limit God's power by my lack of vision. I pray that I may keep my mind open today to His influence. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading. Great readings as always. My goodness. I love the reading on page 75. We pocket our pride and we go to it, illuminating every twist of character, every dark cranny of the past. I know for me, as I've said many times, I knew I had to tell this person everything, and I had to choose wisely who this person was going to be that I did my fifth step with. And in hindsight, I'm so thankful it was the person I told it to. Actually, I've done 2 fifth steps, and both reacted the very same way. They thanked me for trusting them, even when I told them everything that I could think of that might possibly be disturbing my serenity. They thanked me. They told me a little bit of their story. They pointed out some things in mine that I might have had a little harder time seeing was the root cause of some of these behaviors. So I got a different perspective. We prayed together, and both times, driving home, feeling free. And it was, for me, as the text says, a spiritual experience. I'll never forget the feeling. I love the next line. That feeling, the drink problem has disappeared, will often come strongly. We will feel we are on the broad highway walking hand in hand with the spirit of the universe. I love the line in the middle too. We can look the world in the eye. It's great stuff. To be able to look the world in the eye, keep your head up, as one of my friends in the rooms always says, keep your head up, Rob. It's a beautiful feeling when you can finally look the world in the eye. And then, as Joe and Charlie always say, you got plenty of time to rest by the time you get home. You got a whole hour to rest, reviewing carefully those first 5 proposals before we jump into step 6, which that's what we'll cover tomorrow. So with that, my friends, if you are sober today, you're a miracle. I'm sure that those who love you are very proud of you. And if you're not sober today, you're a miracle too, because you're alive and you have the opportunity to change. There's hope. And as always, please know that I don't speak on behalf of AA or NA or Al-Anon or any other sect, denomination. I am no AA guru. I am just a drunk, just a friend in this lifeboat of recovery, grateful to be here today and grateful to be sober. Before we give it another set of 24 hours, my friends, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.